Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Hi, and welcome to the Real Female Entrepreneurs. Today's guest is a certified life and business mindset coach. She's a licensed therapist and creator of the Clarity to Cash system. I think we all need all of what she has. She helps coaches ditch self doubt, embrace confidence, and attract paying clients with authenticity. Known as the business therapist, she helps entrepreneurs get out of their head, oh, please, and into action. Help me welcome the brilliant problem solver and mindset master, Jennifer Jakobsen. Welcome, Jennifer.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. That was such an amazing intro. I think that's one of the best ones I've heard. So I'm all flattered and confident right now.
Hey, that's what this is for. So, okay, I am so intrigued about Clarity to Cash. Can you tell us more about Clarity to Cash?
Yeah, absolutely. I have just developed a system over the almost 8 years I've been a life coach. And it really is, taking into consideration everything I've learned. Because when I first started my business, I was a therapist, I was a life coach, but I had no idea how to market or sell myself. And so I had to dive in and start learning all the things, which was fine because I absolutely love learning. I'm a lifelong learner. And so what I realized over time was it all starts with clarity. And I can take you through over time, it's turned from, for some reason, everything in my system starts with the letter C. I don't know how that happens. It's just the universe, telling me everything needs to start with C. So clarity obviously starts with C, and then it kind of goes through a bunch of other C's. And the last C, of course, is cash, because we're all looking for more cash in our business, and not just for the financial aspect of it, but I really truly believe the more people who have money in their hands, the more good people who have money in their hands, the better this world's going to be. And I love helping female entrepreneurs and business owners really be super successful, especially those who are helpers, those who are the ones who want to make a difference in the world, the coaches, the therapists out there, the service providers, because the more they are making income and making an impact, I just think that ripple effect is just going to make everything so much better in our world, in our societies, in our communities. So I feel very passionate about that. So that's where Clarity to Cash came in. Clarity, I mean, I can go into all of it. It's a lot, but it really comes down to being really, really clear so that you can feel confident in your business. Because if you are feeling confused and doubtful, you can be darn sure all of your potential clients are going to be confused too. So we want to get you clear. We want to get you confident. We want to work on really being consistent in that, whatever it is that you're getting clear on, we need to do that time and time again in your marketing and your selling. And then we can convert people. And then one of my last C's is celebrations, because I feel like celebrating every step of the way is what keeps our momentum going. We have to keep celebrating every aspect of ourselves and our business and our client success. And once we do that, again, it's going to lead to more cash and more income. And more impact.
I love the C's. I love them. So, I mean, you said clarity, you said consistency, you said cash, you said celebration. Oh my word! I
Yeah.
think we could probably throw in 100 more.
Yes, for some reason there's all kinds of C's in this in this space, but they all definitely lead to what we want in our business, which is just feeling really great, feeling like we're helping and we're making an impact and we're having fun doing it, right? Because that energy, when we're having a good time, when we're enjoying ourselves, that's what makes us super magnetic, and that's what draws people to us.
100%. So something had to happen that got you to become the female entrepreneur you are, the coach you are, and the therapist you are? Do you mind sharing with us what happened that brought you to be the amazing entrepreneur?
Oh, well, you're so sweet. I mean, I honestly, I have known from a very young age that I wanted to help people in one way or another. And so I went into therapy and I loved being a therapist. However, when I discovered coaching, it went from like being, loving something to being in love. Like I was madly in love with the idea of coaching because I love the idea of helping people get from where they are to where they really, really want to be. I loved the idea of the forward focus. Therapy obviously like tends to look into the past and looks into, what's happened before, which is very valuable in a lot of, situations. However, like we can't change the past, right? So I love the idea of the forward focus of coaching. And when, like, for so many of us, I think it was a very transformational time when the pandemic hit and a lot of people opened up online businesses. A lot of moms were forced to stay home with their kids and they had to find something else to do. And so a lot of people, especially women, found that being online, starting a business online was a way that they could really, take care of their families and be, making money at the same time.
Mm.
And so what I discovered, kind of combining my therapy expertise and my life coaching expertise is that what was holding a lot of people back and being more successful in their businesses was the mindset, was how you view things, was confidence, right? Which reminded me of something I learned in therapy school, which was cognitive behavioral therapy. And so now what I do is I help people with their thoughts around business, which is really powerful because our thoughts are something that we have complete control over. We don't have control over a lot of situations that happen to us in our lives or in our businesses outside of us, but we always, always, always have control over how we respond to it. And so once we can really get into that when we can look at our thoughts, look at our cognitions, we have so much more control and we feel so much more empowered. And so I really discovered, I think, and honestly, it was listening to a podcast like this. I really discovered it was like I was listening to it and I was like, oh my gosh, like that, it was there all along. Like I knew I knew that this was a way to help people, but I had kind of forgotten about it. So again, what I teach people now is a lot of mindset work. It's a lot of really diving into that. And the podcast that I was listening to reminded me that this was actually something that I already knew because this is something they teach in therapy school. So I hope that didn't sound too confusing, but basically I just realized the power of our thoughts in terms of really growing our businesses, being super successful in our businesses. And that is what just kind of propelled me forward. And I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do because this is so exciting that we can use our thoughts again, which we have so much control over. Like we don't always know we have control of our thoughts, and our thoughts create our feelings create our actions, and that is what creates our results. And so I want to really help people feel super confident create confident thoughts so they can feel confident and then they can take bold actions and see those really amazing results that they desire. And we all desire that, but we don't always know how to get there. And so that's where I start, is with the thoughts, because again, we have power over those.
So, with thoughts and mindset, what advice would you give a woman who is thinking, again, their thoughts about starting a business, but haven't done so yet?
Yes.
What is the thought pattern or mindset that they should walk into?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to go with it. And I love to, work with women one on one to figure out exactly what's going to help them get over that hump. Because, yes, it's extremely scary to start something new. Our brain doesn't want to do new things. Our brain wants to do things the way it's always done it because that's how we're wired, that's how we work. And so, my first, I think, advice would be to know that it doesn't have to all happen overnight, right? Like really small steps can lead to big results, right? So when I first started my business, I had no idea what the heck I was doing. I didn't even know what social media was. I didn't know how to do a post. I didn't know how to do anything. But what I decided was I was going to take one big step every single day in my business. I was going to reach out to someone who knew more than I did. I was going to ask for help. I was going to take bold steps every single day. And I knew that over time, those big steps would lead to what I wanted, which was a successful business. But if you take it all, you know, in one huge chunk, it can feel very overwhelming, right? If you think, oh my God, I've got to do all of these things. But I think just taking small steps and focusing on the most important things. And now we go back to clarity. The most important things are, what is your vision for your business? What is your mission for your business? Who's your ideal client? What do you want to offer them to help them? And really all people care about is, how can you help me? We get stuck in our brains about, what do I post? What kind of content do I put out there? But really the most important thing is, how can you help the person that you want to help achieve the thing that they really want more than anything, right? And so when you get clear on those things, it becomes much more simple. It becomes much easier rather than, just having to like think about, oh, I need a website and I need a logo and I need a this and that and the other thing. All you really need when you start your business is a way to connect with people and a way for people to pay you. And that's all you need when you first start out.
So yeah, and so going back to what you said about what's in it for them, I always say there's a sign on everybody. It says, "What's in it for me?"
Yep.
And when you're writing a post or when you're communicating with them or anything, address that concern. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Absolutely, because and that's the thing that we tend to forget when we get up in our head. And that's why it's so helpful to have a mindset coach to say, okay, get out of your head, right? Stop spinning on, what do I say? How do I say it? Like, are they going to like me? Are they not going to like me? Are they going to think I'm weird? Like, we worry about all these silly things and they don't seem silly at the time, but they really are silly because the other person doesn't care about any of that. All the other person cares about is, how can you help me? And so if you can stay focused on that and stay clear on that, you're going to feel so much more confident and you're going to be able to make a bigger impact for that person. And probably they're going to sign up with you if you're able to express your confidence and your certainty that you can help them.
What about a woman who has been in business for a while, and you've been in business for a while,
Yeah.
that are struggling? I'm sure you believe it's all mindset,
Yep.
correct?
I
Yes.
do. I mean, most of it. Yeah.
Most of it is the mindset, okay? But they came across a block, all right?
Yeah.
What is your advice?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely advise them to get some help because the truth is that we can't always see the problems. And this is going to sound weird, but I like to say you can't see the problem, or you can't see the prescription from inside of the bottle, right? So you need someone who can look at your business and kind of see it from a different set of eyes, right? Because sometimes we're so immersed in our business, we can't really see what's keeping us stuck. And so I would definitely say, for that person, I mean, I think everyone should have help because I don't think we're meant to do this alone. I think we're meant to really, embrace help and really reach out to others so that it can be easier and it can just feel more fun and go more quickly. But if you're really like stuck, you've hit a plateau, you don't know what to do next, I would definitely consider hiring someone to help you through that period of time. Because often it is a mindset block, and often it's because we, like, again, like, what we've been doing the same thing for so long, and if it's not working, we need to shift, but we need to figure out, like, what are those shifts that we need to make? How do we need to look at things in a different way? And, it's hard to solve the problem from the same brain that created the problem. So I really think, yeah, that's my best advice. And really, without knowing more details, it'd be really hard for me to like diagnose and prescribe like a solution to that, because it's often different for everyone. But people just tend to get in their own way, and it's really hard to like see that when you're in it. So I would definitely get some outside perspective for sure.
And I agree with that. That is 100% because you cannot see the problem sometimes. You need
No.
someone else who is
Yeah.
not related to you, who is not a friend, who is
Yes.
not something like that, to look at it from outside and go,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, yes. And it's often like so many times I speak with women and they're like, well, I don't need help with, or I shouldn't need help with social media because I'm a social media expert. No, that's not the case at all. Like me as a mindset coach, I have a mindset coach because I can't see my own stuff as clearly as someone with an outside perspective can see it. And that's what mindset is. It's really like shifting our thoughts, seeing things from a different perspective, seeing it from a different pair of eyes, because again, our brains are so used to doing the same things and following the same path. And so if we can give it a different way to look at things, we feel like we have so much hope. We have so much more power and so much more of like just a different way to look at things, which can give us new ideas, new perspective, new confidence, and we feel much more empowered.
100%. So knowing what you know now, okay, what you've learned in business, what would you go back and tell your 18-year-old self?
My 18-year-old self. Oh my gosh, I don't remember being 18. Was I ever 18? I don't know what I would tell myself in terms of like having the desire to help people. I would tell myself keep going in that direction, because that's what always has lit me up. And so many people like go on so many different paths. But I think what I would maybe tell myself is to not let my thoughts get in the way, and not let a lot of my thoughts over the years have been comparing myself to other people,
Mm.
not feeling like I have what they have. And what I would really want to advise myself, I think, would be to lean into my strengths, lean into gratitude, lean into the things that I do really well and focus on that instead of focusing on the things that I don't have, right? Because what we focus on grows stronger. And it's just, again, like our brains are tricky. It's just natural for our brains to focus on the negative. That's how we've survived, right? So, but again, I would say like shift that focus to the positive, because it's just so much more empowering, and it gives us so much more confidence when we focus on the positive, even though our tendency is to go to the negative. We always have the power to shift. So I would probably just say, like, know that you have control of your thoughts. You always have something to be grateful for, and you can always shift your focus at any moment in time.
Talking about shifting, tell us about family dynamics and how you balance everything inside of your family while being the female entrepreneur that you are.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'll be honest, I have struggled with this. I have struggled with not with my relationship with my husband, but having three teenage girls has been tricky for me. There's a lot going on at any given time. And so here's my personality. My personality is, and a lot of people might be able to relate to this, I want to know that I'm doing everything correctly, right? And none of us are perfect, but I want to know that I'm doing the best that I possibly can. And so I'm just going to say it. I hired a parenting coach. And what's funny is I help a lot of my clients with parenting. Actually, that's something that I am really, really good at, is helping people with their parenting, because I've been through so many phases of parenting. But I was struggling with how to handle all the stuff that was coming up, and really like wanting to be a perfect mom. And so many of us as as moms want to do it perfectly. Even if you're not, even if you don't have kids of your own, you want to do things perfectly, and that doesn't exist. And so I hired a coach to help me to know, just to give me that reassurance that I was doing the very best I could do. So
And
that was,
they can look in and see the challenge where
yeah.
you can't. You cannot see it, just like you.
Yeah, exactly. So again, it was something I was struggling with, and it's really been more over the past year. Before this year, I felt like I had a pretty good handle on things, but teenagers are tricky, just like our brain's tricky, and they're
What
always.
are their ages? What are their ages?
So I have 14, 17, and 19, right?
Okay. Wow.
And I think maybe the hard part for me was having an adult, right? Because technically, as soon as my oldest turned 18, okay, now I don't have like as much control over her life. I can't even make a doctor's appointment for her anymore. She has to do that. So that was a big transition for me. So that was a time where I recognized I was getting a little in over my head, and I really wanted to make it easier on myself. And I wanted that support, and I wanted that guidance. And so that's what I did. And I really feel I'm very proud of myself that I did that, because I think a lot of people, like a lot of us as women, especially as entrepreneurs, we feel like we're very powerful, and we are powerful, but sometimes power means, reaching out and actually like getting that help that we're craving. And we want to do it alone because we feel like it's saying something negative about us if we reach out for help. But I think the exact opposite is true. I think reaching out for help whenever you're struggling is a sign that you are strong, and and again, I think we're setting a great example for our kids. We're setting a great example for those that look up to us. Even if you don't have kids, there are people who admire you for who you are in your business. And if you get help, they're going to get help from someone too. And I think that's always the way to go.
I agree with you, because you just, again, that help just moves you forward
Yeah.
100%.
Yes. Yes. It
Right.
really does. And it makes it so much easier, and, can really take the stress off when, so sometimes we feel very overwhelmed, and we don't need to. We don't need to feel overwhelmed. There's help out there. I mean, and that's what's great about the coaching industry in particular, is it's growing so much. And what does that mean? That means, yeah, you might have to be a little more specific in, if you're a coach yourself, but it also means that there's a coach out there for almost anything you can think of that you're struggling with. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a huge advocate of coaches. I think coaching is the best industry in the world because we're there to help other people.
So what is one key strategy in your business that has helped you to scale, that maybe someone has said, "Oh God, don't do that. That's not going to work. That's not good." We all have them.
yeah, I would say, I don't know if it's a strategy. It's a strategy for me, and it's a strategy that works amazingly well for me, which is stepping into my higher self. Always looking towards, like, who do I want to be? And lately I've been using in my social media the word magnetism a lot. Who is the most magnetic version of you? And so whenever you're feeling stuck, whenever you're feeling like, I don't know what to do next, I don't know what strategy to implement, go ahead and kind of visualize yourself, maybe 6 months to a year into the future, and ask your higher, more magnetic, more confident self, what would they do? Right? If you've already achieved your goals, not all of them maybe, but if you've already taken some big steps in your business, ask your future self, like, what should I do next? What do you think is the best next move in my business? Because inside of you, even though, again, like, we always do need to ask for help, I think we have the answers within us. We just need someone to pull it out of us. So in a way, like, asking your most magnetic higher self what to do next, I think that's a really effective strategy. And I do it every single day. I really do. I tap into that person, because especially in the days where we're really struggling, we lose sight that, yeah, we we do have so much inside of us that can help us. And the negative things that are getting in the way are often just sentences that we're telling ourselves. They're stories that we're telling ourselves, limiting beliefs that aren't even true. So we need to step out of that and look at, okay, what's the next best thought that I can think today? What's a new story, a new perspective that will have me feeling more excited, more motivated, and having more fun in my business?
So talking about future plans and goals and axing our magnetic self, everything, because you know what? That magnetic person that we see and we want to be and who we need to be knows what's coming up next. So what do you have in plans for your future this year that we should keep an eye out for?
Yes, I've started a program. In fact, it hasn't even officially started yet, but I've started a program that's actually starting next week, which is, I know this podcast will be in the future, but I'm starting it, and it's a membership, and I'm calling it the membership.
Mhm.
And the tagline is from mad to magnetic. And this is really exciting for me because up until this time, I've done primarily one on one coaching with my clients. And I love, love, love one on one coaching. But I'm being called this year to, serve as many women entrepreneurs as possible in my business. And so I'm opening it up to more of a group program. So the membership is a group, not a big group. It's not one of those where you're going to get lost in a big group of, Zoom faces. This is an online group for people who are wanting to, feel more confident, more magnetic in their business. They're just feeling a little stuck or plateaued. They're feeling meh, right? They're feeling like, I don't know what to do next. I'm not feeling really confident. I'm not feeling energized or motivated. We're going to help you to step into that more magnetic version of you. And we're going to be doing that in a group format, which is so amazing because now you don't just have, one person helping you. You've got a support system of a bunch of other women who are like-minded, on the same journey, going through the same things. And I think there's so much power in that.
Awesome. So if you had a superpower for one day, what would it be? 24 hours. That's all we're giving it to you for.
Oh my God, superpower. I love it. What would my superpower be? Oh my goodness. I think my superpower would be to be able to really be in the minds. This sounds a little creepy in a way, but be in the minds of women who are struggling and really be able to let them know that they're not alone and that we all have struggles, and let them know that there's hope and that they should keep going, because so many give up before they should. They give up because it seems hard and it seems like too much. And I want to assure them that if they keep going, and that was one of the C's I haven't mentioned, if you stay consistent, right? If you stay consistent and you keep going, it will work. You just have to believe it. So I want to help them to believe that they can do it too.
Yeah, because I see them stopping 1 to 2 steps
Yeah.
before they're gonna hit what they wanted. If they
Yeah.
would've just kept going
Yeah.
just a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I have to tell myself that too, if I don't reach my goal and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just feeling like I want to throw in the towel, I have to remind myself that the belief is the most important thing. If we can really believe it, that energy is what, pushes us forward and keeps us motivated.
All right, what about one fact about you that not a lot of people know about?
Oh boy. This is a good one. My favorite food is Taco Bell.
Taco Bell?
Taco Bell.
And what do you eat there?
Tacos. I love tacos. I love tacos. I love expensive tacos and I love cheap tacos. And at Taco Bell, I love anything that is a taco or a Mexican pizza or anything that resembles a taco. I love them all. I love tacos.
That's good. No one's ever told me a food, but that one is good. All right.
Probably because I'm hungry right now, but that that might be why that popped into my head.
What about a book? What is your favorite book?
Oh gosh. I really, really love to read novels to escape. I love to read something that's not business related. A lot of the time that's where I want to go, but there is a book that I have to say that is kind of related to business, but it's more related to just being happy in general, which I think, if you can be happy first, your business is going to take off from there. And it's called the Happiness Equation. I think that's the name of it. It's been a while. It's by a guy named Neil Pasricha, I think. And it's all about being happy first. Like we all think we need to, be successful and then we'll be happy. We need to, have our children and raise them and then we'll be happy. And it's about being happy now so that we can achieve all of the things that we want in our lives.
Yep. Happiness is the key. I love that one. What about your favorite song that gets you moving and grooving? You got teenage girls. It's got to be fun. Come on. I know we have a few.
I mean, I'm a girl from the 80s, so I gotta say, Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. I love that song. I love it because I know all the words and I can just belt it as loud as I possibly can.
Do you have any modern day ones as well, or no?
Oh my gosh, I'm just like, I'm being so cheesy today. I love the song Happy by Pharrell Williams. I really love that one too.
Love that song.
Yeah.
So much fun. Oh my God.
It really is. Yeah.
Love it. All right. Do you have a favorite quote?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna mess it up, but it's if you think you can or you think that you can't, you're correct. I know that's not exactly it, but basically if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. So it's all about our thoughts. So yeah, look that one up. I can't remember it exactly, but it's
We'll get it right for you. We'll get it right for you. How do you stay motivated?
I would say self-care, moving my body and getting outside. I have to go outside and look at the sky and look at nature. I love being outdoors. I love flowers. I know everything today is so cheesy for me. Oh my gosh.
No, it's not. It's simple. I love it.
I have to I have to move my body. I have to get outside, look at nature. And then I think the other thing that keeps me really motivated is coming back to my mission, coming back to my big why. Why am I doing what I'm doing? And that goes really deep. I mean, I've talked about that a little bit today, but there's so many other things that are part of my bigger why that motivate me. And a lot of that has to do with, I want to set a great example for my children. I want them to know that they can have a business that is lucrative and also that they love.
And you know what? The key, and I believe this in business, the key is why and who. Why are we doing it and who is it for?
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that.
That's my go-to every time. All right.
Yes.
What is the best way for our audience to stay connected with you or get you as a coach? Come on, we all need a mindset coach.
Yes, so I'm definitely on social media. On Instagram, I'm at J Jakobsen Life Coach, and it's Jakobsen with a K. I'm also on Facebook, and those are my main places where I'm hanging out. You can go to my website too at jenniferjakobsenlifecoaching.com. And again, Jakobsen with a K. I also have a podcast called Clarity to Cash, so you can check me out there and send me a DM. I would love to chat. I love connecting with people. Oh, that's another C, connection. I think we've hit them all today during this episode. Connection is something that I love. I love connecting with people, especially heart-driven women and entrepreneurs. So yeah, reach out. I'd love to chat.
Is there anything else you want to share with the female entrepreneurs who are listening today?
I want you to know, I want anyone listening to know that like business is a marathon, not a sprint. And if it's not working out the way you thought it would, don't give up, right? Like get help. Know that we've all gone on this journey. It can be difficult at times, but when we can move those obstacles out of the way, it gets so much easier. And if you keep your mission, like we just said, in mind, it makes it all worth it. Yeah, but it sometimes it takes some time. So, stay true to your mission and your vision. And, like you said, just keep that that person in mind that you want to help, because you're here for a purpose. And I want everyone to know that they just have to keep going, stay consistent, and it will happen.
Jennifer, it was a pleasure having you on today. You are so much fun and phenomenal. And you know what? You are welcome anytime. Let me know when you want to come back on. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks so much for having me.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.